This year, once again, sees us attending the British Women Racing Drivers Club Awards ceremony. This year's club winner was Stafford-Atkinson, and the elite winner was Zoe Wenham.
I'm now joined by Derek Warwick, President of the BRDC. Derek, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
How important is it for more women to be encouraged to take part in motorsport?
Well, it's important to find professional race drivers. It's important to try and find the next Lewis Hamilton and Jenson Button. Is it a male or is it a female? I don't care. I really don't care. What would be great is to find women that we can encourage into this sport, because the more we get into this sport, the more chances we've got of finding the next Lewis Hamilton. But not just as a Formula One driver, because it's a very elite club and it's very difficult to get into. But to be a professional race driver, there's a career out there for a lot of male drivers at the moment that make a career out of motor racing, and there's no reason why women cannot compete at the same level.
How important do you think it is for more women to be encouraged to take up motorsport?
I think it's going to be a natural progression now, because more and more women are getting into it. When I first started, there weren't many at all. I was actually involved with Formula Women. That's how I got into the sport. Before that, I was just doing track days, and that's how I got into racing. But I think more and more women are, more and more women drive cars on the roads these days. So, inevitably more women are getting into motorsport as well. But I'm also a race instructor, so I would like to be able to teach more women, in an unthreatened environment, how to drive a race car quickly, and get more people into it.
Zoe, thank you very much for joining us. Many congratulations. First of all, tell us a bit about the car you've been driving over the last year.
Last year I raced a Ginetta G50, but the British GT full spec. So it's got 370 brake horsepower, which is a bit more than on the Toka package that you may see. And the Ginetta is a rear-wheel drive, which is different to what I've raced previously as well.
And now that you've won the award, what is the rest of your plans for 2013?
I'm looking to be back in GT4 again in a Ginetta, and so we've got to put the wheels in motion and get the sponsorship going and all the fans together and make it happen.
Ian, also thank you very much for joining us. Can you tell us about the significance of the award that Zoe has won?
Well, it started about 4 years ago, in fact, by the British Women Racing Drivers Club as a way of recognising the potential of some of the racing members in the club, and helping them to, it's not just a racing member, it could be a rallying member who sometimes has won a Gold Star as well, and to give them such support as it's possible for a club to give. I mean, I'm also involved with the British Racing Drivers Club Young Driver of the Year Award, and you can only get so much support from one source or another to encourage young drivers, but if you can give them something, and that's what it's, and Zoe, I know, is very pleased to have received the various sponsors awards that are available. You get a day's testing at Donington Park, for example, free of charge. Well, that's worth a lot, because a day's track hire is quite expensive, and all these things added together can help drivers on their career path, particularly the likes of Zoe, who is clearly a very determined young lady who wants to make her way in motorsport as high as she possibly can, which is great, and that's what we're trying to encourage.
And of course, this is not the first time you've been a finalist for this award, is it?
No, I think I was first nominated for the first ever Gold Star Award presentation. I think there's been 1 year that I wasn't nominated, but I think it's been about 3 in total.
So how far do you think this very talented young lady can go with her career?
Well, the point's already been made by Zoe about the determination and the finding the sponsorship, but one of the mentors for this award, for the club award in fact, Liz Halliday, has raced prototypes at Le Mans. She races in GT categories, and racing in the long distance events is where I think there ought to be an opportunity for Zoe to progress. I mean, she's still very young, so there's still, I mean, I've seen her career really since she was arrived in the Volkswagen Racing Cup in particular. She was in the Sax Max series before that, which is for the very young drivers in their early teens, and she's been able to progress to a serious level in the British GT Championship. The next step from that is international GT racing, and I'm sure that's where Zoe has a very good chance of finding herself in the next 3 or 4 years.
Well guys, once again, thank you very much for joining us.